Okay, Hunter. This is one of my munchkin cats. Hunter, he's a gorgeous cat that cost me $3,000. He has a twin sister. He's got tiny little arms. Yeah, let's go, Hunter. All right, let's get the stream started. Do you guys actually see me? Do you hear me this time? Does it work out? Please tell me it works this time. I don't want to be doing it by myself again. Please tell me it works. Okay, perfect. So welcome everybody to the January 25th, I think, 24th Tuesday live stream. And today we're going to talk about, first of all, how to identify a bull market. And then we're going to talk about this major pattern forming. So congratulations to me. I just got married yesterday. I'm locked in, guys. I'm locked and loaded. This means that if something bad ever happens, I get 50% of her crypto. And that's a lot of crypto that she has. Anyways, so let's get into it. So I want to talk about my win streak, first of all, which is not that uncommon. People have always been like, Philakone, why don't you ever show your losses? And I tell them, well, I don't really fucking lose lately. So this is only for the past how many days? This is the past only 11 days from the 10th, as you can see, till the 22. So 12 days. I'm on a $40,500 win streak. I took a small loss, but this is the net profit. So I'm up 41,000 almost. So pretty big. This is my profit on Bitcoin alone, or sorry, GMT. Had a good streak with them. I was up $3,336 trading that one day. And then Sol, I have a love and hate relationship with Sol. I hold a shit ton of Sol long term, like so many Sol. But right now I'm not having the best time day trading it. But I'm still up 7,600 on it. But Bitcoin is my baby where I'm super accurate with it. And that's why my technical analysis should be taken seriously, because I've been known to predict Bitcoin very well based off of a $37,000 profit day trading it this month. I'm up over $520,000 in the portfolio in 3 weeks. So I'm doing very well on that. Got another $500,000 to $1 million ready to accumulate. And it's going to be on the next dip. It's not going to be now. Like now I was debating on actually getting it. Because if you took a look at Into the Metaverse, so Into the Metaverse, it gauges the risk. There's this, what degree does he have? PhD in software engineering and also a master's in economics. He has a really good chart that I subscribe to where I pay $150 a month for it. And he has the historical risk levels on here. And the risk levels, it indicates basically like, is it good to trade right now? Is it good to buy long term? And as we can see, that historically, whenever we reach risk levels that are really low, like in the 2 ranges, it's a good time to buy. So I started buying between 2.5 and 3, and now the risk level is 0.33. And if you take a look at the all-time high prices, like in right before 2014 all-time high, the blue line's the price, the red line is where the risk starts to getting closer to 1. So when the risk starts to get closer to 1 relative to the Bitcoin price, it's probably not a good time to be buying Bitcoin. So you want to buy when the risk is really low for long term. Does that make sense? And just so you guys know, I'm going to officially release the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide with an actual website on social media, etc. in about 3 days. Right now, it's only available by DM and also to the private waitlisted group where everybody has access to it already. And some people are flying through it, but what everyone agrees on is that the quality is phenomenal. Not only is the quality of the content good, but because I spent 350 hours on it, to plan it, to research it, to write it, to record it, to film it, to edit it, to upload it. And it's a really good course. It's unlike any other course that I've ever released before. It only focuses on the bull market strategy guide, where I will be day trading position sizes of 1 million to 1.5, and also where I hold a portfolio well over 7 figures. So this is going to be a really good course for you to learn from. You got to be really careful of who to learn from. There's a lot of people that just have YouTube channels, but they don't fucking trade for shit. Anybody could tactical and analyze. I'm serious. Anybody can do it. You just got to open up TradingView, learn some of the basics, predict a little bit, and then you might be right most of the times. But can you actually day trade? Can you actually trade and add emotions to it with a gigantic day trading positions like $1 million? Now that's a different level. You can type in YouTube and like type in Bitcoin technical analysis, and there's guys who get so many more views than me. But I hate to say it, I really doubt that they can day trade me or add the value that I have to you. So I really think that my course is gonna really help you. It's gonna jumpstart your mindset to be like, hey, this is now possible for me to develop a really good strategy. And you gotta ask yourself, like, okay, this is how I saw myself. I said to myself that I will succeed even if I don't quit. Either I'm gonna die or I'm gonna be successful and keep working at it no matter what. Does that make sense? You got to ask yourself if you believe you'll eventually be successful, and are you willing to sacrifice more than most people? The bull market is coming, guys. It's coming in less than probably 1 year, year and a half. And what you do from now till that bull market begins, that's going to dictate for the rest of your life what could happen. It doesn't matter where you're from or how much money you have. The work that you put in now to research and to learn, and I'm not talking about my course right now, I'm talking about you learning from any source. I don't care where it is, but you got to put in that time. There's people that are taking time off right now that are like, the market was slow earlier. I'm just going to take some time off and not do anything. And then there's people like me that's like, okay, I'm going to backtest every strategy again for the fourth time during a slow time because I know that backtesting is going to allow me to predict these future possible trends. So do you want to be the guy that's not doing any work, that's just being lazy, that's waiting for a bull market to come, that is lacking experience now and the skills are waning off? Or do you want to put in the time now? Because I assure you that right now, guys, based off of this chart that I'm about to show you into the metaverse here, the return on investment over the years, you're going to be like, okay, this might actually be the very last time that I could make a gigantic return. So if we take a look at year-to-date ROI right here, and I show you the bull markets in 2013, 2017, 2021, what you'll see is that in 2023, we get the biggest return. If you put in $1 in 2023, you would have got back 54. But in 2017, if you put in $1, you would have got back 17. But in 2022, if you put in $1, you would have got $2 back. This chart shows that every bull market that begins, you are getting less and less money. So it's important for you, if you're in crypto right now, you got to be focusing on learning and getting ready for this next bull market. Because the next bull market, did you guys even review what happened the last bull market? The last bull market, we got stupid shit like this happening, where coins were doing something like this. For example, Binance on Gala, we saw coins that were doing like 700%. We saw coins like Phil. I'm just naming like a few coins that did something stupid like 1,000%. And then we got coins like AXS that ended up doing, I think, 4,000% more. Yeah, that ended up doing 3,000%. And that's in 2021 only. Then if you take a look at, for example, IOTA, way back in the days, let's say I go to, where is it here? I can't even find a coin here. I don't know why IOTA is not showing it. Did it get removed recently from a chart? I think it did. Anyways, then you look at EOS. These coins, guys, like from 2017 days, they have done monster numbers. So every bull market, like EOS is 6,800%. So you're going to find coins that have done stupid percentage gains. So you got to ask yourself, do you really want to sit on the sidelines and wait? This is a coin where I got really rich from it as well, where I got in around $3.60, and they went up a total of like from the beginning, it went up a total of like 4,000%. So I would not recommend that you're slacking off right now if you want to be truly successful in the next bull market to come. Ask yourself again, like, do you believe that you're going to be successful? I always knew I was going to be because of how much work I put into it. And now imagine this as well, okay? You only have so many, this is so important to understand this concept. You only have so many chances in your life to do something amazing. Some years will be better than other years. Some years will be worse. and you might be a CEO and you might only have like certain good years or certain good projects that's going to elevate you to another level. And just like the bull market, you're only going to have a limited, finite amount of bull markets that you can go through. And then that's it. And you're done. And especially after regulation, and as the ROI diminishes, the return on investment diminishes after every bull market. It's just the way it is, and based off of history, right? For example, if you got in on Tesla or Google or Facebook early, yeah, you would have made a lot. But as time goes by, your possible return becomes less because it's more unlikely to do something like 500x. So time is super important right now. And just for example, if you only had 5 bullets, like in a gun that you could shoot at every opportunity that came by, for example, and you had like a billion different opportunities to shoot, right? What if each opportunity said like shoot at me, shoot at me, shoot at me? Which ones would you decide where to put those bullets if you only had 5 to shoot? So your ability in the bull market when it comes to say no is so freaking important. And I'm talking about being selective with the trades that you take. You can't just go to every single trade and be like, yep, I'm going to shoot that one, shoot that one, shoot this one, shoot this one. There's going to be that one trade that's going to make you like $500,000. Like how IOTA, EOS, Omize Go, XRP, those are the coins in my portfolio in 2017, early 2018 that brought my that brought my portfolio up from like $400,000 to well over 7 figures. And I didn't buy every single coin. I really waited and did my research to see which ones were great. So it's important, just like for a day trading position that you take, you can't just go for every fucking thing that you see. You can't just date a chick because she's willing to sleep with you. Does that make sense? Have some damn standards about the trades that you take, about the women that are in your life, about everything in your life. So you have to be extremely careful and diligent about the trades that you take and only focus on the ones that are worth your time. Only focus on the ones that have high probability, great risk to reward. The stars are aligning. There's confluent reasons to enter. So this is what my bull market strategy guide focuses on. I know it's a stupid segue. I'm not trying to shill, but that was still pretty good advice, like regardless of the shilling or not. But seriously, like you got to find out a way to focus on only the good trades. And my bull market strategy guide teaches that. And that's what you need to know as well, that you can't just focus on every single trade because the more trades you take, the more exposure in the market that you have. And the more exposure in the market that you have, the more likely you're going to lose over time. So the less time you're in the market in certain trades, just in general, like in a position, the more likely you're going to win long term. So let's talk about Bitcoin now. So this channel is not, it's not just TA, guys, it's day trading. Keep in mind that I'm a $1 million trader. You guys have all seen me trade stupid amounts of money. So my goal is to teach people from a day trading perspective as well, right? Not just TA. So the first thing that I notice, we're going to keep it pretty strict now, is if you go to like a weekly chart, this is the last standing line for Bitcoin. The last one. Bitcoin, what we see right now is that this is literally the last guy that's standing up. The last trend line. Do you see that? It's on a log chart on the weekly. Not only that, the log chart on a weekly, what we see is that the Chandelier exit resistance. So if it breaks, I would be so damn surprised if it broke right now. Resistance on the log, Chandelier exit on the weekly. All right. And let's identify, first of all, 2 things that could happen. So let's talk about BTC on the 2-week chart. And I've talked about that many times before, but it's important to talk about it again. So Bitcoin on the all-time high index, every time that the MACD closes and crosses on the 2-weekly chart, this is what happens. First of all, we do a monster rally, and then we end up getting a huge drop. Do you see that? Every time the MACD is lower on the negative side, it wants to cross up. Every time it's higher on the positive side, it wants to drop down. Every time it's higher on the positive side, it wants to cross down. Every time that it's higher, right there, it wants to cross down. Every time that it's higher, it wants to cross down. Every time it's lower, it wants to go up. So it's super important to understand. And what we're going to notice is that the first time it crosses over, right here was in, yeah, that's it, 2015. We did a monster rally. But before we did a monster rally, this is what we did first. Okay, so we crossed right there. And what we did first was actually drop. We dropped 48% first. So I don't mind buying every time there's a MACD crossover, but you can only buy if you're willing to accept the risk that it may drop lower. And I'm willing. In fact, I'm willing to take the chance that it may not drop lower. So I bought a big position, and that's the truth. But then if it does drop lower, another 48%, I'm also ready to like almost double down. So that's why cash on hand is important. But after the crossover happened, we ended up doing something like 16,000%, 17,000%. Same shit happened over here where we rallied a lot. We never actually dipped lower though. So right here is the last time we ended up MACD crossing over. So sure, we rallied 300%, but then we ended up dropping about 80% after that. 74% exactly. So am I ready for another possible dip after we reach another high short term? Yes. So right now we're doing the exact same thing where we crossed over. So there's a potential for it to be a bull rally. This is one of two cases. A bull rally from what we've seen before, and then a drop, huge drop, and then we go up. Or the other case would be a rally, then we go lower, and then we go up. But that's the only two cases, in my opinion, if there's a dip, or we could just keep going. So that's one thing to be very, very mindful of. So I'm getting ready right now to short a $1 million position on Bitcoin, and for these reasons. With the weekly chart, where I showed you the trend line, that was a major resistance to me. Not only that, based off of Elliott wave theory that I've seen many times, whenever you see a wave that just goes sideways like that, upwards a little bit, then drops, and boom, then it goes up like that. This here is the first wave. It's always the first wave. And what do we see Bitcoin do? The exact same thing. We see this kind of, we see this pattern of, hey, what am I doing? I don't really know what this is. And then boom, then it then rises really quickly, comes down, and then boom, it goes up again. And then this is usually the third wave right there. So based off of Elliott wave theory, this looks like somewhere there's a top already. We don't really know the count. It could be A, super high, B, short C, who knows? But this is not one wave. Probably not. So it looks like there's a top right now. And then this is interesting as F. Take a look on the 12-hour chart. What we're seeing is a MACD crossover already. Its momentum is down. Hard to argue. So right now we got about 5.5 hours until the daily close. So on the daily close, this might start to hammer down. We're still getting a series of like shooting stars, dojis, whatever that is, doji. And I don't think that's a sideways pattern because we're too high up there. Our size pretty high. Back these looks like it's trending down. So I think that, and also we're at a resistance right here. This is a resistance right around there, 22.8. I think we're not like, do you think it's likely for us to just shoot to like 25,000? Like just ignore this resistance? Maybe, but not likely. I don't think so. So the only way that I would be wrong is two cases. And I think I'm right, to be honest. The only way I think I'm wrong is if, for example, whatever this is, this looks like a 1 to this looks like a 3, right? Oops, not head and shoulders. This does not look like it. 1, 2, 3, perhaps a 4 to 5, but I could still be wrong because this wave could still make something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it could still do that. We don't know that. It's possible. It's really possible that we thought the first subwave there was the top, but it wasn't. So this is the pattern that it's making right now. And it's a very identifiable pattern. People are saying that this is now not forming a pattern. But if I showed you this, would you agree with me that that's a pattern? So a pattern is basically anything that can be conformed to a trend line. That's what it is. So you see it hit there yesterday and it hit here today. So does that mean it's going to hit here again? Interesting, right? So could this be the continuation of a downtrend? And more importantly, we also see another pattern right here where it's forming some sort of channel like that. See, so it's a channel within these slope trend lines right now. So that leads me to believe what is going on. The 1 hour has held bullishly, held, held, bounce, bounce, bounce. So the 1 hour 55 EMA is on fire right now. So I've got to ask myself, what's going to happen there? Is it going to break to the upside and get back up to like another top here at 23.4 or something, or even go higher to the upside? Or is it going to reject right there, come back down, test there, and then shoot back down? So there's two cases that could happen right now. And I'm ready for not the long. The long doesn't have that much clearance to break out, and I think it's overextended, so I wouldn't long it, but I would short it. And if it shorted, I'd follow my basic rules of if it came to the downside like that, I would not catch this short ever. So I've now readjusted my strategy, and that's what this strategy is for here. If you go to, I'm sorry for referencing this, but if you go to my bull market, the ultimate bull market strategy guide is like 20 hours of like super well edited, addictive videos. I started watching with my wife so we can critique it and make new videos if we need to, and we're pretty happy with the quality. So chapter, I haven't put up all the videos up here yet, but here these are the main strategies. Elliott wave theory, I focus on the first wave formation where we talk about that a lot, and then we're talking about the third and the fifth wave breakout patterns. And then this second one here is catching the dips on the second and the fourth wave. And then this one, they all have to do, the strategies have to do with pretty much a continuation. So when you're trading $1 million size, you don't play breakouts, guys. Like, you just don't. It's not the way you play with $1 million. Smaller, sure. But if you trade with small amounts or $1 million and you're choosing to trade breakouts, you better know how to stop yourself fast. So the key success to playing breakout is to actually having the ability to stop yourself out very fast. If you don't have that skill, stay away from breakout. So because your size might be too big, or because there's a lot of stress with playing breakouts, the better thing to do is to be on a high time frame. Let's say I'm on the hour now, and a break happens right there. I then zoom in to a low time frame, like the 5-minute chart. So the breakout happened right there, and then it's clearly broken out. And then there's always a pullback, guys. Always a pullback. And then one of two things happens in the pullback. Either a pattern is going to form, okay? And a pattern, once again, to me, is identified by some slope trend line. So it could be a symmetric triangle. Fuck, it could be a flag. Doesn't matter. It could be a descending triangle that ends up forming. Either way, there's some trend line that's going to break. Okay, and then once that trend line forms, that's really clear. Let's say it's going up in a flag. Once that trend line breaks and the continuation, that is how you confirm by catching a continuation. You do not want to be trading on the breakout because it's too risky, guys. Trust me. How many times? Because it requires too much to watch as well. You got to watch the volume on literally like a 15 to 30-second time frame, and the stress. I'm not kidding. Like, don't trade breakouts, guys, for the bull market. You're going to be completely effed if you do it. It's so stressful to watch the low time frames, and the amount of false breakouts is horrible. Let me show you guys the way to do it. Okay, it's very simple. Let me just show you like the most simplest way I can tell you. Let's go to you Axe. Remember this strategy. It's golden. It's my strategy. It's literally my strategy. Let's say that you're trading, like, this is the first wave that occurred, like right there, for example. Actually, not even. We can talk about this wave. This is the 5 wave for right here. This is the 5 wave that you see in there. Let's say that you're trading this one. Okay, and there's the breakout right there. So you know that it breaks out right there and on the high, but you don't actually buy it on that high. That just breaks out, okay? You don't buy it immediately. You don't buy it immediately. What you do is you let it do its thing on the high time frame, then you zoom in on a lower time frame and you look for a pattern like that. And then on the formation of that pattern, you're gonna see that it always happens. I literally chose a random coin that I went to, and I saw it right away. you're going to see a random pattern after the breakout form. And that pattern is the one that you buy. You do not buy here because you risk getting stopped out. You guys don't see it. Sorry. Right here. Sorry. This is better now, guys? Okay, this is better. Okay, sorry about that. I was kind of in speech mode earlier. So on axis, you see on the higher time frame that this is the high, right? And then after that, you see it breaking out, but before it breaks out, right, you're going to go to a way lower time frame. So the moment that you see it break out of this high right there, after you go to a lower time frame, you're going to see a pattern that forms. So this pattern forms, and then that's where you buy the breakout. That right there. You never ever buy it here because you risk too much of getting stopped out. This is like $1,000,000 strategies that I'm trying to tell you guys. The strategies that all my friends use, the strategies that I use. We've gone away from trading breakouts because it's too risky. It's too risky. Let me show you it on a bear market. I just showed you it in a bull market. Let me show you one on a bear market, right? Like, doesn't matter where I show you. I can choose any of these and you'll be able to see. So you see a gigantic trend line that breaks, first of all, something like that. This is a huge trend line. You know it is. It's a gigantic trend line. Like, let's just try to draw it better, like that, right? Look how nice this trend line is for a long time. So then it breaks, and then you're gonna get stressed out. You're gonna be like, crap, I never caught the break. But it doesn't matter. A professional trader does not care about trading the break. So I'm gonna draw it even better. So here it broke out guaranteed. So what you do now that you're on a high time frame, get your ass to a low time frame. Look for a pattern that's consolidating. So right now, if you see here, this happened over days. This happened over 2 days. Identify a range of a pattern. A pattern can come in anything, a descending triangle, an ascending triangle, a slope trend line, but this is clearly the range, right? So you can choose to short it below one of these ranges, perhaps there, that's the lowest, or you can choose to wait for a pattern that forms. So right here, right here was a low. You would stop yourself out with chandelier exit indicator. That's what it's for. So this one eventually goes back up a little bit. Goes back. Oh, that one goes back up a lot. So this one here might have not have been the best example, or maybe I'm just not giving it enough clearance. So there we go. It gets rejected. It gets rejected there. So this one wasn't the best example. I kind of just chose a random one. But the point of all of this is you don't short it on the break itself because you will get to a situation where you're going to be stopped out all the time because of false breakouts. Let's see if we can find one more, or let's just see how this one goes as well. So this one on a higher time frame, you can see that the support starts to form right around there. So if you went into a lower time frame, you definitely could have waited for a pattern of some identifiable resistance or support to form, and then you short it on the break. Now, the next one is easier because I've given this example before. I'll just show you one really clear one as well. Not that one, but this one right here. This one right here was so much easier to short. Let me go back to a bar replay for you, and you'll see what I mean. So this one here, clearly, it broke to the downside, right? Something like that broke to the downside, or even a horizontal one like that. So it broke down. So I'm just going to keep going and show you. Let's see if we could have identified on the lower time frame some pattern. So yeah, so on the lower time frame, after it breaks, you see this right here. The wick is not a support. It's just a bear trapped region below it. So you see here, there's a support region. So you would end up shorting it on the break of the next one. So that's how you catch these continuation patterns. So that means, look how much this one drops. So the next one that I'm going to short on Bitcoin is right here. I'm ready. I got $1,000,000 set aside. If in case it drops to the downside and I'm right, I'm going to end up shorting it. But I don't know exactly my entry. I don't know if it's going to be the channel or if it's going to be here yet, or if I'm even right. I don't know anything except for I'm ready in case something falls below this stupid pattern that's formed for a while now. So this apex is a squeeze region, and I'm gonna bank it's gonna go down. I just don't see it going up right now. So now if it breaks down there, I'm very tempted to go to like a 5 minute time frame, look for a pattern, and then short the continuation down to like 22,600. Because man, if I short it to down over there and I get a 1%, 1.5% profit, that's going to be $15,000. And based on my track record of trading Bitcoin, I'm up $41,000 in 10 days. I might be right about it. But the key thing about being profitable long term, guys, is to not overtrade, right? It's to like look for those trades that you know are going to be profitable, that have high quality and super, super high probability confluent reasons to enter. I can sit here for 2 days and not take a trade, and I'm okay with that. And that's all right. Having the ability to say no, like I mentioned earlier, is so much more important than being able to trade every single coin that you see that has potential. You don't want to do that. Like, for example, one of my friends in real life, he would like go, I know, stupid analogy, it's childish, but he would like basically be attracted to any women that gave him attention. He would go for any women, then eventually he got some sexual transmitted disease. I started to tell him, like, man, you got to really increase the quality of the women that you decide to fool around with, because this is what happens. So if you keep going for every trade, you're going to get screwed over eventually. You don't want to do that. You want to focus on the high quality women. I'm now married. I just got married yesterday. Wish me luck, everybody. I'm just joking. I'm super happy. But before that, I used to like, because you know what? I'm sorry to say, but if you got crypto and you got a little bit of money, even if you're ugly like me, you can really pick up some women still. Just got to be able to talk a little bit. Like, I'm pretty funny sometimes, guys. I can talk like a mile a minute. I'm kind of good looking, and I've got a little bit of money. So I would like pick up all these party chicks in my city. Because I'm sorry to say, but like, most women are not going to pay for their own shit when they're partying with dudes. So I, go with all these tens, these nines, and they're down. They're down to party, do a shit ton of drugs, whatever. I would party with any of them, and it ruined my life because I would go for the worst women's, like the hottest ones that were so bad, And I went for every trade, and I got almost liquidated, because like my analogy. And then finally, I moved to Turkey and found that right trade, found that right woman. And then I married her. And as soon as I found that right trade, everything in my life started going upwards. It went uphill. I literally found the best trade of my life. It was so profitable, using analogy, right? And I ended up marrying her right away. And now my life is going uphill. And that's the importance of finding quality trades. So don't overtrade is what I'm getting into. You don't care about making small profits over a long period of time with bad trades. You want to focus on some high quality trades where you get in. And the most hard thing to do in a bull market is this. First of all, it's buying at the right time and then trying to ride it so you reach a larger degree trend. If you can reach the larger degree trend, that means you can also close it on a larger degree trend as well. So you buy it on a day trading level and then you close it from an investor perspective. That's the key. And that's what I'm going to focus on. And that's what I teach in the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide. So consider getting it, guys. It's 40% off. I really recommend it. And that's it, guys. I'm done the course. I'm done the video. I don't want to talk anymore. It's been a really long time. And that's it. I've done it twice already. I love you all. Thank you very much for joining me for this live stream. I hope that I've provided some insight to your trading and to your everyday life. And be sure to like, subscribe to my OnlyFans. To my YouTube. that was an honest act. I swear, that was an honest accident. But please make sure you subscribe and like my content. And other than that, consider buying my course. DM me. Bye, guys. I love you.